Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our third Q&A video leading up to the Walking Dead Season 6. In this one, we're going to be starting off with the question, do we think we're going to see a time skip? Okay, and spoiler warning, if any of you guys haven't seen The Walking Dead up to current date, which is the end of Season 5, of course. Going to be, continuing with our Q&As today with this one. Also, want to ask you guys, how are you guys doing? How are you feeling? Write it in the comments below, just how you're feeling, how you're doing. Seen a little bit of a few people with some withdrawals, of course, because it's, we're coming up on Sunday, of course, no Walking Dead tonight, so, it's, you got a little bit of the void there. You got a few people. I've seen some people trolling, some people upset, in the comments and stuff. I get to see it because, of course, we talk about The Walking Dead so much. And it's funny how some people, they troll me for what happens in the show, as if like I make the show or something. I don't make the show, I understand a lot of people are, sad that the season's over, and it was an amazing, amazing season. But hey, write in the comments below, let me know how you guys are feeling, how you're doing, and, it'll be back in no time. There's lots of things for us to talk about in the meantime. So first off, will we see a time skip? What do I think? This was a common question. I received this a few times. So we did not see a time skip for Season 4, the finale, going into 5. We did see a time skip for Season 3 going into Season 4, which was 6 months, wasn't it? So that was quite a while. Skip winter and all that stuff, and you had all the things with the governor that were happening and all that. That was kind of delayed and then came back. So this season, so we leave off at the point where, major spoiler warning, Reg has killed, or Peter has killed Reg. You have, Morgan, who has just been reunited with Rick. It's, it's a huge moment in the series to kind of end at. I view that as kind of like a cliffhanger. So if we get some kind of a time skip, it would have to be some kind of like montage. They would have to show us, I would think, what's going on with, Rick and Morgan and how they see each other again, how they found each other, and give us that conversation, I would think, right at the beginning of the episode. So I would say if we do see a time skip, it probably won't be for very long, maybe like a couple weeks to a month or something. And in it, we would have to see something in the premiere like Season 2's premiere, What Lies Ahead, where you have Rick on the walkie-talkie and that, and you kind of have an idea that some time is passing. How much, we don't know exactly, but it'd probably be like a little while. So I don't think we're going to see any 6-month time skips or anything like that, because we saw that already, back in season start of season 4. So I think at this point we won't, but we may see like some kind of small time skip, but nothing major, I don't think, because then they would have to skip over Rick and Morgan kind of catching up. Also, I'd like to see some kind of, possibly flashback episode. Maybe Lenny James can get his whole own episode. It'd be really cool if we could see that, where, we could actually see what happened to him, how he got there. And Lenny James kind of talked about this a little bit too on Talking Dead, that we may see something like that because there's a decision that he made or something that happened to him. And that's where at this point he acts like all life is precious and all that, compared to where he was at in Clear, where he was willing to kill Rick and the others just as they were basically passing through, right off the bat. So it's pretty interesting change. So I think there's too much great character stuff for them to skip over it. We got to see it. So unless they show us that and then skip, we have to see it. We really got to see it. So I don't think there's going to be much of a time skip. No, I think it will pretty much be short term if there's anyone at all. Yeah, next question is from Erik Goodmansson, and he says, this is more of like a comment, really, and I wanted to include this in here. He said, hey, Trev, what is up? Big fan here. I just wanted to say that it's very possible that Conquer could be the best episode of The Walking Dead. Here's why. The return of Morgan, it was just amazing, and how he could have killed those 2 wolves, but he thinks now that every life is precious, even those of dangerous people. Second of all, the intense moments when you think Glenn is going to die and then ends up living and not killing Nicholas, which was, that was pretty intense, I got to admit, too. Third, Daryl and Aaron in the trap place and being saved by Morgan. That was probably one of the best scenes, and especially when he hands over the map to Daryl, and finally when he reunites with Rick. That made me so happy as they got to see each other again, and Rick's expression was like he could not believe it. So give me your feedback. Do you think it could be one of the best episodes ever of The Walking Dead so far? So yeah. So you're right, man. It is one of the best episodes of The Walking Dead for sure. I did a top 10, and I think I put it at number 5, top 10 best episodes. So yeah, it really was a great episode, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I think, some people, they love the show so much. It's one of the biggest shows on cable. AMC says, biggest series, basic cable history, whatever. I don't know, maybe just in terms of viewership or something. I don't know how they determine that. But some people get a little bit upset when the season's over. I saw the same thing in Coda. The same thing happened, and I'm starting to get used to it. Now, because a couple seasons ago I was perplexed. And now I'm starting to understand that the online community after The Walking Dead ends, they tend to always get pissed off that it's over, which actually tells you how much a lot of people love it, is because they get angry that it's over. And not a lot of people are trolling at the beginning of the season. And it's weird that I'm in this position where I get trolled as if like I'm the show or something, when I have nothing to do with the show. I just love it, and I run there's like a fan channel. What we have here is a fan channel, right? So I'm not affiliated with the show. Some troll the other day said to me, I think he said, I hope something happens to you. Or he called me a piece of he spelled peace wrong. He called me a piece of crap. And then he told me that he hopes Carl and Rick die in the series. And I'm like, he's trolling me, right? And I'm like, you thinking that they're going to die in the series, how is that trolling me? That's really nothing to do with me. It's like what do you think would happen to me if they were killed off in the series? Like, I don't understand trolls sometimes. But I'm starting to get used to, after each section, same thing happens. I'm getting used to it. So that's happening. Anyway, moving on. Great comment from him, though. And it is one of the best episodes ever. And I could see if anyone had, if it's their favorite episode ever, because they start off season 5, with Morgan being introduced. It was an amazing finale, by the way. Right at the end of No Sanctuary, we see him again in Coda and they're kind of showing us that he's kind of on the trail. Then, of course, at the end, we see him actually fully, come back in. So man, it was really, really amazing, really special, and I'm glad they did that, because they did a lot of big things this season with blowing up Terminus and all the other stuff, a lot of different environments and that. So amazing stuff. Next one's Angelo Markey, and he says, so Morgan's dead wife, would he remember her when he sees Sasha? She kind of looks like her, don't you think? So that's something that's going to come up. Of course, we're going to talk about that. We're going to do a character predictions for Morgan and what I think we're going to see, or what we think we're going to see for him in season 6. That's definitely something that we can touch on, because in the comic book series, he does begin a relationship. This is kind of spoilery in case you don't want to know, with Michonne. He develops a relationship with Michonne. So in the TV series, who would it be? It could be Sasha or Michonne if they go that route, but they may not. Like we've seen Daryl, he's never really had a relationship with anybody. We know he cares for Carol, and he seems to love Carol, but they don't have any kind of romantic relationship due to his past and his just how damaged he's been. Also, something similar with Beth was rumored for a while, and people were talking about that. So with Morgan's dead wife, who looks more like her, Sasha, or is that the question, kind of Sasha or Michonne? I don't know. I mean, I don't really think either one looks more well. Yeah, I don't. They don't really look that much alike, man. I'm sorry to say. We got to see Zombie her. You think she looks like Sasha? I don't know. I mean, I guess so. But Morgan seems to be really happy right now. He's smiling and he's meeting people and he's having fun. He's enjoying the zombie apocalypse. He's kicking the crap out of bad guys with a staff. He became a ninja, so he's found this inner ninja. And I can see if he wanted to share that with somebody. But again, we have to see what they want to do with him. And we just don't have anything yet. It's too early because the season just ended to kind of hint at any of that. But if they go the route of the comic books, and they've been doing that a lot lately, we could see a relationship with him and Michonne maybe in season 6. And I think it'd be decent. She's definitely a tough chick. He's kind of more lighthearted now. So maybe they could, that could be a compatible matchup. If we saw season 3 Morgan with current Michonne, I don't think those two would get along too well, just because they're both such hard asses and they're both, so crazy. So I don't think that would work. But him and Sasha, I kind of doubt it. Kind of doubt it. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so next one's also from Angelo. He says, Marky, and he says, do you think people at Alexandria Safe Zone know when you die of old age, disease, or wounds? do they know that it turns them into a zombie, it turns them into a walker, as they have been spared of gory details from the rest of the world. Yeah, and they don't. He basically says they don't know anything. So with regards to that, I don't think they do, to tell you the truth. I don't think they would. Like, okay, would they have found out at this point if someone is killed of natural causes that they will turn into a zombie? Probably not, unless someone's been killed inside Alexandria due to an accident or due to a character killing another character, which it doesn't seem to me like that's happened until now. When Reg is cut and everything, because he's going to have to be put down. If he's not, he's going to turn, right? So maybe we can see that as a starting point for season 6, as them putting him down. But I don't think they know that. No, I think, the way like Carol, and they describe it as them being like children, and Michonne just not seeing that or not getting it. I thought she was more observant than that. But maybe she just wants it so bad that she's pretty observant. So maybe she wants it so bad that she doesn't want to see that. We're kind of a bias there that she doesn't want to see that cognitively. So, so I don't think they know that, man. I don't think so. I mean, if they... Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I don't think they know that yet. I think Rick's going to have to explain, hey, listen, Deanna, you got to back off now. We got to put him down. She's going to be like, what? So these people are children. I love how Carol puts it. These people are children, right? Okay, next one from Angelo. Last one from Angelo. He says, if you could choose a weapon, which weapon would you use in the post-apocalyptic zombie apocalypse world, such as The Walking Dead, and why? So I've kind of answered this one in the past before, but that was a long time ago. We talked about it. I actually chose a staff too, and I talked about this 2 years ago, a long time ago. But I would attach some butcher knives to the end of it or something, some. I would choose a staff kind of similar to what Morgan has, even a hockey stick. In Canada here we're big into hockey. There's lots of hockey sticks around. They're easy to come by. Okay, we all play hockey. If you've ever seen Anchorman 2 and you got Jim Carrey and the Canadian, they're hockey sticks. we do. I played hockey when I was younger too. Believe it or not, I was actually pretty good. Not great, but good. Okay. So which weapon would I choose? I would take like a staff or a hockey stick, and I've talked about this before. And I would attach, maybe weld if you can. If you can't, maybe put some kind of, just fasten a couple butcher knives to the end of a staff. And I think that would be pretty badass. Morgan's got it, but he's just got the blunt end. But man, can you imagine how easy it would be to cut through some zombies with? Yeah, I mean, because zombies, they decompose over time, but early on, like the first couple seasons, when zombies are more full and everything, and their bodies are not decomposed, a couple butcher knives on the end of a staff would really help. Even just to stab through like old-fashioned spear, just boom, and give yourself the distance. And then come around and, like as we saw with Morgan, you helicopter around, maybe you cut another one in the head, you come back, you can lay them out pretty fast, maybe even faster than Michonne, because you can get that extra step, that distance with a spear that you can't get, or staff with something fastened to the end, something sharp, you just can't get with a sword. Cool. So we'll do like one more for today. This one's from Brian Dio, and he says, hey, Trev, I have a Q&A question. Do you think that it is possible that Glenn got bitten when he was under the pile of walkers? They never showed how he got away from them, and maybe he just wanted to kill Nicholas and not just let him go. If he was bitten, I think it could be an interesting way to start off Season 6. What do you think? Well, yeah, man, you're right. If he was bitten, that would be a crazy way to start off Season 6. And you're right, he was left in a pretty bad way, because he had, I didn't count them, but there was, the one zombie, and then another one came in, and he was kind of, using the one to, fend off the other one. It didn't look good for him at that point. Nicholas basically left him to die. Pretty much, and wanted him to die. So pretty brutal, man. Nicholas, I'm not a big fan of Nicholas. I don't like him. I'm sure we're not supposed to like him. He's supposed to be kind of a bad guy inside Alexandria, so to speak, with regards to our point of view characters, especially Glenn. What do I think? Okay, if they did that with Glenn, Glenn's had a lot of time in season 5, and he's one of those kind of early on, survivors. So if they kill him off, they could do something like that, but it would be a way to start off season 6, but I don't know if I would like it that much. That said, they have a lot of survivors right now, so I don't like the idea, but I could see them doing it. They kind of did that with Tyrese sort of too, right? Just out of nowhere, he just gets bitten. But I don't think they would do that with this Nicholas Glenn thing, because I think Glenn is going to have to kill Nicholas at some point, or they'll probably be good with each other for now and that. But maybe we'll see that as a story arc with Glenn in season 6, if he's going to, be ready to kill characters, if he's going to have to, how's he going to react and what's going to happen with him. Or maybe they'll be okay for a while and they'll exile Nicholas or something. I guess we'll have to see what happens with him. Or if they go the Rick perspective, just execute him. Wouldn't that be a dark way to start it? Executing Nicholas? Man, that would be rough. So some great questions in this one. Keep sending me your guys' questions. I'll call it here for today's because I don't want to go on for too long. I'm trying to keep them under 15 minutes. So I'm like 15 minutes, that's the maximum. If I can't get everything in, I want to say, then I should save it because we got a while until The Walking Dead starts again. At least we have Fear of the Walking Dead this year. That's a good thing. And the Walking Dead comic series has been great as always, so that's good too. Anyway, if you guys like this quick little Q&A, well, it's not that quick or little. Some people, I say that a lot of times, even when a video is like, 15 minutes. For me, that's kind of fast nowadays in some cases. Please thumb it up below if you want to support the channel. Please share it. Please favorite it. Let me know what you guys thought about all these questions. Write your answers below. Let me know how you're doing. How you're feeling with Walking Dead withdrawals, if you have them, if you don't, how that's going. And yeah, that's it for today's Q&A, guys. Send me your questions, and I'll see you for the next one. If you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left, just click the button, subscribe. That's all you got to do. Real easy. You get these videos almost every day. That's it for this one. See you guys tomorrow. As always, it's Trev. Say peace. See you guys.